POV snow plowing run using my ditch witch mini skid with a plow attachment that I custom built. We just got about a foot of snow, and this setup honestly exceeded my expectations. The snow was fairly light, a little wet, and this is the first real snowfall we've had in a few years. Normally, I'd be out here using a 30-inch snowblower, but I wanted to see how much more efficient the plow blade would be. This plow blade is 54 inches wide and makes quick work of these driveways here. As you can easily see, I'm able to scrape this driveway down basically to bare concrete without any major issues after cars have already driven across it. I consider that a huge advantage. It's definitely a pain in the butt with the snowblower after a vehicle's already driven over it. So being able to scrape up that ice layer at the bottom really makes it nice to get your driveway as clean as possible. I've also seen a few other people and have a neighbor that has a gravel driveway where he puts a PVC pipe as a plow edge and is able to get down to the stone without picking up and moving around as much stone as a snowblower would or a regular truck plow. This plow setup was pretty straightforward to put together. I kept it simple and focused on reliability and ease of use. From start to finish, the install took about 3 hours. I welded a dingo quick coupler and had some custom hydraulic lines made to fit the John Deere cylinders. This plow blade is off of a few different John Deere tractor attachments, so there was a couple additional cylinders that I got with this and the factory lines. But overall, a relatively easy conversion. I can't say that the plow is super cheap, but I believe I bought this blade for about $750, and I probably had another 250 bucks in welding material, the quick coupler, and hydraulic hoses to convert this over. So all in for about $1,000. I feel is a pretty comfortable number, and you could probably buy a plow at that point, but I have lots of knowledge behind this. It's really a heavy duty plow, and it has tons of advantages that surpass my expectations. One of the biggest advantages of using a mini skid for snow removal is maneuverability. Turning around is easy, tight areas are no problem, and visibility from the operator position, as you can see, is excellent. Compared to a snowblower, the biggest difference is the speed in which you're able to do this. This also would be excellent for individuals looking to do large commercial lots with tons of sidewalks. You're not going to be able to do stairs, but this is going to be more efficient than a um, snowblower, obviously, and you're not risking throwing rocks at windows or cars or buildings or whatever it may be. You might be able to push the rocks, but I feel like that's a little bit safer than the alternative here. I know they make a machine called the Snow Raider as well, and that's kind of a purpose-built tired machine, and that's for doing large commercial sidewalks for bigger buildings like hospitals and just commercial jobs basically. And that's an awesome machine, but it's really a purpose-built machine that's only going to be making you money in the winter. This machine, if you already have one, I know a lot of landscape companies really love these dingoes. Um, have excellent uses in the summertime and not really that big of a use in the wintertime. So if you can build a blade and avoid having to buy a snow raider, I think you're coming out significantly ahead. Obviously, you can see you're taking much wider passes and moving a lot more snow with every push versus a snowblower. Instead of walking back and forth, you're pushing snow where you want it and moving on. You can see how the plow handles wet snow without any issues. It pushes it clean, stays pretty predictable, and doesn't bog down. You might start to lose a little bit of traction with a tracked mini skid, but um, if you're scraping it clean, you can get down to that nice layer and get some good traction on that. It's really not too big of a problem. If I were using a snowblower, I'd honestly still be at the first driveway I started at this point. And with this plow, I'm already clearing wide sections and moving on, maneuvering around these vehicles that are inconveniently parked. And I can get where a plow truck cannot. A lot of people ask why you wouldn't just run a plow on a truck, and there's definitely advantages to that, especially if you're doing large commercial areas or have several contracts in place already. But if you're working locally and you're looking to just do your own driveways, or you're looking for a support machine that's not a snow raider because you're not looking to invest in an entire additional machine, then this setup's a no-brainer. This takes up very little space, machine gets used year-round, and there's lots of driveways that simply aren't ideal for full-size plow trucks. I've gotten a plow truck stuck in this driveway several times, and if you're not experienced on a mini skid, you can absolutely get this stuck as well. But in my opinion, this is going to be a little bit more nimble and easy to finagle around these driveways. I've had a few neighbors stop and ask me to help do theirs as well. So I mean, there's definitely a money market opportunity. Um, and a lot of the garages on my street face the backyard, so there's not a ton of room to maneuver a plow truck around there. So for a machine like this, you're able to plow the driveway straight, which is pretty much the easiest plow setup you can, and make it around the back of the house without tracking in the yard at all. You have tons of visibility, and you can really push around these cars without any problem at all. I can get closer, but I'm just trying to maintain a safe distance if anything were unexpected in the ground to divert the plow. It can shift you, but same thing with the snow blower. I've seen people scratch cars up with snow blowers as well. Another big advantage is this plow isn't just a winter attachment. In the summer, I'm very surprised I was able to use it as an excellent backfill blade for trench work, for gas lines, electrical utilities, and small excavation jobs. Being able to backfill cleanly and efficiently makes this attachment useful year-round. When I'm backfilling a trench that I've dug with the trencher attachment I have for my mini skids, the track is almost in line with where this plow blade pushes to, depending on how I adjust the angle here. So I'm also getting a layer of compaction. It's doable with a regular bucket, but this plow blade can make a backfilling job, you know, in a quarter of the amount of time it would take to normally backfill with a standard bucket. So you'll always see me bringing this to my job sites when I have a trencher there. Overall, this setup exceeded my expectations. It's very efficient, easy to use, and honestly a lot of fun to run. If you're clearing multiple driveways, dealing with tight spaces, already own a mini skid, a plow like this just makes a ton of sense. It's not about replacing a truck plow, it's about using the right tool for the right job. I'll wrap this up by explaining why I stepped away from plowing commercially, because this setup is really what replaced it for me. Truck plowing just comes with a lot of wear and tear on vehicles, on plows. You're putting a lot of stress on everything that you're driving year round. Dealing with cutting edges, maintenance, breakdowns, constantly worrying about uptime. When you're running multiple truck plows year after year, it's not uncommon to spend thousands of dollars on wear items alone, not to mention repairs. With this setup, I've got less than $1,000 into a plow itself, and it's on a machine I already own. There's very little wear and tear on my vehicles. I'm not beating up my truck every time it snows. I can still make a few $100 each storm helping neighbors out, especially with the driveways that can't be efficiently plowed with a truck anyway, without taking on the responsibility of full-time commercial plowing. Another big factor is time. I work full-time and my excavation business is heavy busy during the summer. Winter is when I like to slow things down, catch up on maintenance, take small trips with my family, and not be on call every single surprise storm. Trying to keep a plow truck 100% ready year-round while working full-time and running a business wasn't a good fit for me. This setup gives me the best of both worlds. Low cost, low stress, very little wear and tear, and still a way to stay productive when it snows. For me, I'm able to stay very profitable, and a lot of that has to do with keeping my expenses as minimal as possible. I have no requirement to go out every single storm, so the expectations are low. Anything that I choose to do is profit on my own time. It makes working much more enjoyable. It's been the least amount of work with the most benefit, and it's saved me a ton of money. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to answer anything that I can. Feel free to like and subscribe.